The complete history of the Anglo-Saxons from Roman Britain to the Norman Conquest. Introduction. Who were the people who laid the foundations of England? Long before castles, knights, and the British Empire, a collection of fierce Germanic tribes crossed the North Sea and transformed an abandoned Roman province into one of Europe's most powerful kingdoms. This is the complete history of the Anglo-Saxons, from the collapse of Roman Britain in 410 AD to the dramatic Battle of Hastings in 1066, where an entire era came to an end. Chapter 1 The Fall of Roman Britain 410 AD. For nearly 4 centuries, Britain had been part of the mighty Roman Empire. The Romans built roads, forts, cities, baths, and walls that protected the island from northern tribes. But by the early 5th century, Rome itself was under attack by invading barbarian armies. In 410 AD, Emperor Honorius recalled the last Roman legions from Britain. The island was left to defend itself. Without Roman soldiers, local rulers struggled to maintain order. Raiders from Scotland, Ireland, and across the North Sea attacked the weakened province. Roman Britain slowly disappeared, creating a power vacuum that would change history forever. Chapter 2 The Arrival of the Anglo-Saxons. During the mid-5th century, new settlers arrived from northern Europe. They came from modern-day Germany, Denmark, and the Netherlands. These tribes included the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. At first, many were hired as mercenaries to defend Britain. But soon they established their own settlements and began conquering large areas of land. The native Britons resisted fiercely, leading to decades of brutal warfare. Over time, Anglo-Saxon kingdoms replaced much of Roman Britain. The name England comes from the Angles, literally meaning, land of the Angles. Chapter 3 The Legend of King Arthur. As the Anglo-Saxons expanded, British resistance continued. One famous battle was the Battle of Mountbatten, where the Britons achieved a major victory around the late 5th or early 6th century. Many historians believe this victory later inspired the legendary stories of King Arthur. Although no solid evidence proves Arthur existed, the legend reflects the desperate struggle between the native Britons and the invading Anglo-Saxons. Whether myth or reality, Arthur became a symbol of courage and resistance. Chapter 4 The Seven Kingdoms and Christianity. By the 7th century, England was divided into 7 major kingdoms, known as the Heptarchy. These kingdoms included Northumbria, Mercia, Wessex, East Anglia, Essex, Sussex, and Kent. They constantly fought for power. Meanwhile, a different revolution was taking place. Christian missionaries arrived from Rome. In 597 AD, Augustine reached Kent and began converting Anglo-Saxon rulers. Gradually Christianity replaced pagan beliefs. Monasteries became centers of learning. Monks copied books, preserved history, and helped create one of the richest literary traditions of medieval Europe. Chapter 5 The Viking Storm. Everything changed in 793 AD. Viking warriors attacked the monastery of Lindisfarne. The raid shocked Christian Europe. But it was only the beginning. Over the next century, Viking armies conquered much of England. Large areas became known as the Danelaw, ruled under Danish law. Many Anglo-Saxon kingdoms collapsed. Only one kingdom remained strong enough to resist. Wessex. Chapter 6 Alfred the Great. King Alfred of Wessex became one of England's greatest rulers. Facing overwhelming Viking invasions, Alfred reorganized his army, built fortified towns called burhs, and strengthened England's defenses. In 878 AD, Alfred defeated the Viking leader Guthrum at the Battle of Edington. The victory saved Anglo-Saxon England from complete conquest. Alfred also promoted education, translated important books into Old English, and encouraged learning across his kingdom. Because of his achievements, history remembers him as Alfred the Great. Chapter 7 The First King of England. Alfred's descendants continued expanding their power. Finally, in 927 AD, King Athelstan united the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. For the first time, nearly all of England was ruled under one king. Many historians consider Athelstan the first true king of England. The kingdom grew stronger through trade, law, military reforms, and diplomacy. England had finally become a unified nation. Chapter 8 The End of the Anglo-Saxon Age. In 1066, England faced another invasion. After King Edward the Confessor died without an heir, several rulers claimed the English throne. Harold Godwinson became king, but Duke William of Normandy believed the crown belonged to him. On October 14, 1066, the two armies met at the Battle of Hastings. The fighting lasted all day. Harold was killed, and the Anglo-Saxon army collapsed. William became William the Conqueror, beginning Norman rule over England. The Norman conquest transformed English government, architecture, language, and society forever. It also marked the end of 6 centuries of Anglo-Saxon history. Conclusion. From the collapse of Roman Britain to the rise of powerful kingdoms. From pagan warriors to Christian kings. From Viking invasions to national unity. The Anglo-Saxons created the foundations of England itself. Their language evolved into modern English. Their laws influenced future governments. And their courage shaped a nation whose legacy still lives today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more incredible journeys through history.